Hello everybody, welcome to OTC Fish Keeper, and today I thought I would show you something kind of cool. I don't get to see the goldfish in the tank very often in an aquarium like this because I keep them in that 400-gallon pond, but for temporary lodging while I set the pond up in the new house, I brought them up here and put them in this tank. Now you might notice this water is kind of cloudy, and I was going to show you some of the harms of keeping too many fish in too small a space. You would think 16 goldfish in a 125-gallon tank might not be too bad, but actually, as you can see, this water's gotten cloudy, and this is a little over 24 hours. It's been about a day and a half I've been in there because I set up the new pond here in the house, and I got the water running, and I had to treat it. It's all in good shape now. But yeah, look at these guys, look what they've done to the water. Actually though, somehow the water's gotten a little bit better. Could just be visually, but I'm definitely not leaving them in there very long. Look at the size of this boy though, holy smokes. Look at him go, he's massive. But yeah, I can already see a little bit of whitening or whatever you want to call it, I don't even know what to call it, but the slime coat on their bodies is turning a little bit white, and that means I want to get them out of this tank and back into that 400 as soon as possible. So I went to the store. I forgot to bring any of my big nets with me, but I went to a pond store and I actually picked up a sweet net for catching these guys. I wish I'd have had this when they were in the 400-gallon tank, or the 400-gallon pond, so I could catch them easier. And I'm going to buy a handle for it next time around so that it'll be a little easier. But for this tank here, this is fine. This is plenty. But I'm going to catch a few of these guys here and put them in the new pond. I'm going to put 2 or 3 of them in there, let them sit in there for overnight. I might even catch 4 or 5 just to take some of the pressure off of this tank because I don't like the direction this is going. So I'm going to take a few of them out of here, put them in the pond out in the hallway, and I'll show you that here in a second. And then let them sit in there for a day, make sure everything's cool, nothing too quick. And then I'm going to get the rest of them out of here and take care of that. So let me go ahead and zoom you in on the tank here and give you a good look at some of these fish before I have to put them back into the fish pond and we can only look down on them again. Okay, now I only have the light over the left half of the tank right now because this was a temporary fix. Right off the bat, there's the shabumpkin. It's about 7 inches there, looking really pretty. I wish I'd have bought more of those and less of the cheap ones because he really turned out fantastic. But I always have had a thing for white goldfish. I don't know why, but I've always liked the white ones. Yeah, the light's not quite good enough for him. Here's one of the bigger ones. You can kind of see his slime coat is turning a little bit there, and he's not happy. He's going to be definitely one of the ones I take out tonight and put into the fish pond. There's a couple here. There's one I saved from the fish pond that was getting filled in. This one here, I believe I've got this one here in Kansas City, which I mentioned in a previous video how far away I drove. I thought it was much closer than it was. Not the city, Kansas City. I had the wrong city in my mind. Now there's my big boy right there. That guy is 12 to 14 inches long. Got a glare off of another one of the tanks there. Unfortunately, I don't have light on this side. He's kind of staying on this side. But yeah, that's a beauty there. And of course I got some ordinary looking ones. So I think it's time to catch a couple and put them in the big pond. Okay, I'm just going to use this little net to steer them into this big net, and if I get them anywhere near this should be an easy catch. So let's see how this goes. I've never used this before. Alright, there's one. It was a little harder than I thought. Nice and easy with him into the holding pot. Just gotta watch these bags, they're not really made for this. They keep trying to tip over and leak on me. Maybe one more, I'll catch one more. There we go. Got a nice foursome. Put them in there together. Get it going. Okay, and as you can see, I've got the 400-gallon pond all set up. It's been up for over a day now. No leaks at all, I'm real happy with. Got the 40-gallon sump filled up. Overfilled it just a bit there. It's really close to the top, but it's not over, so as long as it's not over, and the water will evaporate. I got 4 fish floating in 3 bags right now. Gonna let them float for about 15 minutes, get used to it, water temperature wise, and then release them. So we'll be back in just a second for the release. Okay, and now their 15 minutes of float time has passed, so let's go ahead and let them go and see how it works. Mix a little water in there. I did condition the water. I didn't simply put it in for a day, although they tell me that there's no chlorine in this water, but there could still be heavy metals and other problems. The temperature feels pretty good, so I think it's going to be all right. So it looks pretty good, so I think time to go straight, a little water hiding in the bag there. Time to go straight for the next 2, let them out. They're really not happy in their bag. These Ziploc bags seem to do a pretty good job for me. I would never carry them upside down, but just normally seem to be alright. Alright, I'll let these guys swim free. They really want it out of the bag. They're throwing a fit. And then one more tonight. We'll leave these guys overnight, and tomorrow night I'll put the rest of them in there. Just mixing a little water there, a little 50-50. See, that's a big boy. And that's not even anywhere close to the biggest ones. Alright, let them swim out. Let's take a look, see how they're doing in the new pond. Well, it's the old pond, but in the new location. They're just kind of getting adjusted to the area again, but they're not showing any stress, any discomfort. So far, so good. Tomorrow, we'll get the rest of them in there, take a peek. Okay, it's been 24 hours now, and everybody's doing better. The water quality even went up a little bit with those 4 fish taken out. And now, because the tank's been set up for over 2 days now, the water temperature in both tanks should be pretty darn close to the same. So instead of netting them, bagging them, floating them, and releasing them, I'm just going to net them and release them straight away. I've already thrown one over there to make sure everything's cool, although I already knew it was cool. The temperature's the same in both tanks. I have thermometers here. And I'm just going to go ahead and net the rest of them, although since I don't have a cameraman, I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to show you. Maybe I'll try to net one of them on camera, and then the rest I'm just going to move. So here we go. Okay, I'm not going to be able to zoom in and out. Just going to have to take my net here and just try to catch a fish on camera, which is probably impossible, so I probably will end up editing this out, but we'll see what happens. Oh man, they're fighters. Well, they're running to the side of the tank where it's a little easier, although there's one here cooperating. There we go. All right, well, we've got one here in the net. It's a good size one. Just going to run him over here to the pond, put him in, let him go. Except he's trying to swim under the net now. There we go. There we go. I can use the zoom a little bit now. As you can see, he's happy as a clam. I don't know if they can recognize the pond from before or not, but the water is obviously cleaner. And I did treat the water, so the water's got no chemicals, no lead, no anything negative, no metals. And now I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of them in there. Okay, I got all 16 of them back up here, back into the pond. Looking fantastic. Oh, there's my big boy. Giant as ever. 12, 14 inches. Got them all in here now, and they just almost instantly just seem to have relaxed, even though I just moved most of them over here. But something about this tank, big size, nice and clean, makes them nice and happy. Okay, and that's it for this one. Stay tuned next time. Soon I'm gonna be moving the Oscars, and then I've got all the fish, at least in the new fish room, although I don't have all their tanks set up properly yet. But just getting them up here has been a chore in itself. It's crazy. But I got the goldfish up here. The Oscars are coming soon. I think that big net is going to be a huge help because it really made it a lot easier with these goldfish. So until next time, you guys keep having fun. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you then.